You got leftover inventory in the box in the corner. I see that inventory over there. You can't hide it. There's some inventory in the tote in my craft room too. In this episode, we're going to go over a few tips to help you utilize the inventory that you have or how you can refurbish it into something new. Come on in and join me. Welcome to Queen's Rise to CEO, the podcast for women coaches and crafters on the journey to success. I'm your host, Talina Bacon, your go-to business strategy coach, supporting you on this adventure towards attracting clients and skyrocketing your sales. Picture this podcast has your cozy corner where I spill the tea on all things online business, from kickstarting your coaching or crafting journey to mastering organic marketing, client attraction, social media strategies, and so much more. Plus, I'll be talking about some of my coaching programs designed to help you create a strategy as unique as your business. With over 3 decades of experience, you can bet I've got some juicy stories to tell and insider secrets to share. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button or give me a follow, because when it comes to chatting about business, they say I've got the gift of gab, especially after a cup of coffee. So grab your favorite beverage, a pen, and some paper, and get ready to unleash your inner CEO. Let's do this. Hello, my creative women. We have some leftover inventory either sitting in the box in a corner or in the craft room in a tote. Trust me, I totally get it. I have inventory that I haven't even used that I should have been selling but didn't. And then I have orders that didn't quite fall through like I thought it would. And then, of course, I've made some extra inventory that I thought would sell and didn't. So now, if you're like me, you're like, what do I do with it? Should I give it away as gifts? I've done that a few years back. But then I realized when I do my taxes, it's now given away as a gift, so I can't actually use that in taxes, or can we? I don't know. That's something I have to investigate a little bit more. But let's say you have that leftover inventory in a box in the corner. I see it. You can't hide it. Trust me, it's there. I think the best way to do with leftover inventory is to actually reevaluate the items. I mean, look at the items. You thought they were a great seller, and some of them did sell, but then you've made maybe too many, like me. And now you're trying to figure out what to do with them. So here's what I did. Now, everybody does it different, so you don't have to do it like I've done, but I'm just going to throw a few tips out there. First of all, you can still give them away as gifts, and you can clean them up and do whatever, and of course, it'll be appreciated. Or you can look at the item and see if you can do something new with it. Maybe add something to it to spice it up a bit. Let's see, I've had a bunny that I thought was the ugliest bunny in the world. Oh my gosh. To me, I thought it was ugly, but it's probably cute to somebody else. But once I added a few things to it, it sold. And that was just by me adding maybe a bow, maybe a few words to this, or maybe a hang tag or something like that. You remember those hang tags? Those little grubby hang tags that was a big seller back in the day, where now you can actually get a pack of 50 to 100 at Joann's or Michael's. So now we don't have to go through the process of actually creating a grubby hang tag. I remember them days. Oh, my fingers were so black from trying to get them that grubby look. And when I say grubby, grubby means, gosh, what did it mean back then? It meant either grungy or vintage or primitive looking. Everybody had a different word for the word grungy or grubby. But anyway, you can add a hang tag or something. Now, what if you've done some jewelry items and it didn't like pan out the way you wanted to? Can you add an extra color to it to make it more brighter? Like maybe look at, give you some examples. Look at maybe some Etsy page or Pinterest and see if you can find something similar that they might have added color to it. Now, mind you, you're not copying it. You're just adding extra color to what you've already created, which gives it a new look, which you can turn around and sell. So when you look at your items, what I usually do is I put all them items that didn't sell out there. I lay them out. My rug. I lay them out. It looks like it looks like I've actually destroyed all my dolls, and it looks a total mess. Look like a tornado hit. And what I do is I look at each item and I say, What can I possibly do different to pizzazz, make it different, make it stand out? Like I may have created something and I didn't add a tag or some kind of saying to actually spruce it up a little bit. Or maybe my eyes were too big on one of the dolls and it just looks scary. Okay, those I have to junk. So what I do is I look at some of the items I can actually reuse and make it into something new. So all the ones that I can make into something new, I put in one pile. All the ones that I don't think I can make anything new, that just a total loss, I put in another pile. And I'm gonna show you what to do with that pile too. The ones that you think you can actually do and make something into something new is basically just look at it and say, can I add a different color to it? Can I add an extra loop? Or I don't know for those who do jewelry. For those who do pottery, I know there's not much you can do with pottery once it's actually done in a kilt and it's done and it's decorated and everything's done to it. I know for pottery, you can either reduce the item to a lower price and try to sell it like that, or you can either send it out to even some other shops that you probably are in. So pottery is something new because pottery, I know my girlfriend's been doing pottery for years. I love her work. Once it's done, it's done. So it's not like she can redo it into something else. It's created. So it's more of like either she can possibly do it in another gift shop or lower the price. But pottery, like I said, that's out of my element. I just know it's beautiful work and that's something that can't be redone. Jewelry, you can add something to it, maybe loosen up the wire a little bit, add a little color to it. It depends on, I guess, the item that you've made and if it can be done. Now, some things can't be done. Like I know a wonderful lady, she does this unique thing with stone and she adds these colors to it and the detail in it is beautiful. So there's something like that. I know she can't turn around and make anything different out of it because it's already unique in itself. Now, when it's something like that's unique that you can't change or do anything to, the only thing I can suggest for that is maybe either lower the price a little bit, but not too much that you're losing money. Keep it and put it as a unique item. You could say uniquely made or one of a kind and let people know that that's one of a kind because you're not going to be making that particular item no more. Usually, one of a kind items sell well because they know you're not making it. And you can always add a special card to it or a special saying to it and then put it back out there. Those you can do. Now, some of the things that you can actually take apart and do something else, that's in another pile. Now, the ones that, like I said, you can't do anything to, what you can do is make it one of a kind, unique, find it. I'm trying to think of the correct word. A specialty gift, a specialty item, just a special word that you can put in front of the item to just let people know that this item is not going to be sold anymore. Signature. That's the word I'm looking for. It took me a minute to figure it out. I need more coffee. So, signature piece. This is my signature piece, XYZ. And then you can put it out there as that specialty gift that you're not going to make anymore. That's how you can resell those. Now, once you've done that and you've done it with those items, or if you decide you want to do something different, you can always give them away as gifts. Now, after this short break, because I'm really need to get my coffee, I'm gonna show you what to do with that pile that you can't really change or do anything to. Right after this message. Are you feeling drained from testing various marketing strategies with little to show for it? I've been there and know how challenging it can be. I used to share my posts across various Facebook groups and in every social media platform I could find, hoping to flood my inbox with orders and fill my client calendar. But reality hit hard when it didn't work. Instead of throwing in the towel, I revamped my approach, honed my strategy, and experienced a complete turnaround in my business. Now I'm thrilled to share the insights I've gained in No Money, No Problem. It's my free resource pack with 10 marketing tips tailored for coaches and creatives to increase sales, all while being mindful of your budget. This resource is for those ready to take actionable steps to get tangible results. To get your free copy, click on a link within the show notes below and kickstart your journey to marketing success. Now, back to the show. I'm back, coffee in hand. I had to have some coffee. My brain was just totally fried during the first few seconds. I'm like, I know I can't get my mind together without my coffee. So, where were we? Oh, yes, we were talking about what to do with the leftover inventory, and we had put them into two separate piles. So, we put into that one pile where we can actually refurbish it or make it a signature piece. And then we can turn around and try to resell it at a unique price, which is good because then you get rid of some of that inventory. Okay. Now, this might fall into some of the items that are made that can't be refurbished into anything, like some jewelry items, or maybe pottery, which can't be redone and refurbished into anything else besides what it is. So with those, you can either try to sell it at a discount price with those that can't be refurbished into nothing, or me, I do a little bit of doll making stuff and I also do other things as well. So now, if it's any type of doll making things, then I would have to actually take the pieces apart and reuse the cotton. If you're a doll maker, cotton is expensive. And I think the box of cotton runs about, it used to be about $15. Now it's like maybe 19 to 20. So cotton is really expensive. So when I look at the dolls that I make, which I don't make a lot, but the dolls that I do make, I look to see if I can do something with them or if I can reuse it into something else, then I would. But if I can't, I'm taking it apart. I'm ripping it pieces here and there just to reuse the cotton because, like I said, cotton is expensive. It's not like it used to be. Even if I try to get the cotton wholesale, it's not as low price as everyone thinks it is. So I would have to reuse the cotton into something else and cough it up as an item that didn't work. Now, can I actually say that has a tax write-off? No, I wouldn't be able to because I've taken it apart. So it'd be money lost, basically. I would say do your research. When it comes to doing the taxes and stuff that's just not used and you've actually gotten rid of, like I have, there has to be like something that we can actually do to get money back from it, hopefully. In the meantime, I'm gonna find out about it because there are some things that I know I have a box in the corner, which I know I'm getting ready to actually rip apart, reuse the eyes because buttons are not cheap. Now, like I said, some of the things that you can't refurbish, you can either give it away as gifts or make it a signature item, bring it back as back in the day items, make it a special holiday priced item, and get rid of it that way. When it comes to our inventory for the end of the year, it's really a toss up on what we got left over for product. As far as we're hoping that we can sell everything, but if we don't, we have one or two choices. We could try to make it a signature piece or we toss it up as a loss. And I don't know about you, I don't like tossing up things as a loss. I'm going to have to rethink how I want to do my items, how I want to do my product so that it sells and I don't have this problem at the end of every year. Now, mind you, for 2 years straight, I've had this, which means I'm doing something quite, put it this way, I'm not doing something right. Hey, I'm gonna always be honest with you. Being a crafter for 3 decades, gosh, that's what, 30 years? Oof. Hey, I'm still learning. So, with that being said, look at your items. Decide if they can actually be refurbished into something where you can actually make some money into the new year. Or you can go through a tax website and find out if that leftover inventory can be used as a tax write off. Years ago, I remember it could be. I don't know how it is now, but years ago, I know you could use it as a tax write off, but then you would have to figure out what you put into that item as far as the supplies and then go from there. Now, I don't know all the particulars, but I know that either you can go by the supplies you put into it or how much you think it's worth or how much you was willing to sell it for and figure that amount out and that amount will go towards your taxes. Like I said, I'm not a tax expert. I would say actually research and find out more about it to find out if you can have it as a tax write-off. Or you can actually put it into that last section, rip it apart, take out the eyes, take out the cotton. I feel like one of those professors, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I'm just taking things apart. But There's a method to my madness. I know it is, because I know I don't want to lose any more supplies. So I don't want to waste my money on getting more cotton and buttons if I can reuse them. Now, some things I may not be able to reuse, then of course I have to toss it away and call for the pass a loss. In business, we're going to always have some type of loss. It's how we actually turn it around to say, okay, fine, I lost money doing this, and I don't want to do that no more. So let me figure out a better way. If I'm going to start off the new year and I'm doing wholesale, I know what items sell well and I know what items don't sell well. So I know I need to make maybe 24 of these and maybe only 8 of these because these are not going as well, and do it that way. That's the only way I know that can actually save our sanity and maybe try to keep some money in our pockets some kind of way. I can't wait to talk about all the things crafting and organic marketing and getting our business out there so that we can create more income. Well, this concludes my thoughts on this topic this week. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe within the app you're using. I share loads of juicy crafting tips, and I don't want you to miss a thing. Having you as a listener is so greatly appreciated. I end this episode with a quote: "You have to love what you do in order to make money." Until next time, keep on being creative.